Good morning, YouTube. Today we're going to talk about the new Corvette Z06.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan and that is Adam. And this is my garage and this is my Ferrari 458, which is far superior to any Corvette. I'm just starting off the hate right at the start.
All I can tell y'all is that it's about to go down.
So we're going to talk about the C8 Z06 because we've got a lot of people asking us questions about that and saying, do you think it's going to ruin the Ferrari market? And oh my God, it's going to kill all these Ferraris and stuff. So let's have a chat about that. But before we do, real quick, if you'd like to support us, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button down there and hit the notification bell. That will make it so that you actually get our videos when we release them. We do appreciate when you guys watch this stuff. After all, that's why we're doing this. And also, if you'd like to support us, you can do so by going to normalguysupercar.com. There you can buy parts and services for cars, including we do have some Corvette parts, or at least we can get parts for Corvettes, including the C8. So maybe if you have some C8 stuff you want to get, hit us up. Email us, sales@normalguysupercar.com. We'll see what we can do and try and get you the best price we can. All right, let's talk about the Z06. And, well, I'll admit it. It's actually pretty cool.
So I'll start out by saying I hate Chevy. I think that they make some of the worst vehicles to ever drive on the road. I have owned several GM vehicles, and all of them have left me stranded at one point in time.
Actually, I owned a C7. So if you didn't know, I owned a C7. We rented it out in Turo.
Give it gas, noise, muscle, America.
It actually it was a good car. I really liked that car.
I will say that the LS motor is the greatest motor to ever be built by any manufacturer. Any part in the world.
Indestructible.
They've been making it for, what, 50 years or something? I don't know. They figured it out. The LS motor is, I'm not being sarcastic, the best motor to ever come out. Ever. Even though I hate GM, the LS motor, baller.
I mean, cheap, powerful, reliable.
Tons of power. Yeah.
And you can do anything with it.
Yeah.
They throw them in airplanes.
They put them in Miatas and
yeah.
Porsches. We saw a Porsche.
Yeah, LS all the things.
Yeah, LS all the things.
We're putting a 6.2-liter V8 engine in a Tesla Model S.
And I would drive the crap out of a Corvette, even though I hate
the new C8.
Yeah, well, even the C7. I think the
C7's great.
I think the C7 is the best looking Corvette they've ever made.
I actually would...
Looks are subjective.
I agree with that. I actually think they went a notch too far with the C8 on the looks department. It's like, So if you guys didn't know, when the Ferrari 458 came out in 2010, Chevy actually bought, from what I understand, 3 of them. And they used this kind of as their template or their standard or whatever, and they said basically we got to make something that's better than this. People have asked me, and then whatever they said, do you think the C8 Z06 is better than a 458? And I'm going to say, performance-wise, absolutely, it is, and it better be. It fucking better be. It's been 10 years. It's been over 10 years, and you mean to tell me they couldn't make something that's faster than this? I'd be frankly very pissed if they didn't.
Question as to why it took them 10 years longer than this is because maybe they didn't have the reliable gearbox technology.
I don't think it was the gearbox. I think it's the engine redesign. So the totally new, the LS, what is it called? Like the LS6?
Is it an LS? I don't know that they use the LS designation.
Whatever,
which is probably a good thing because they don't want to soil the LS name.
What they call it, whatever it is.
Somebody in the comments will tell us.
Yeah, I forgot what they call it. Maybe it's the LT6?
We got a winner! We got a winner!
Everything's an L something something. Here's a few things. It's a flat plane V8. It's a big V8. 670 horsepower, and it redlines at 8,600 RPMs, which that's awesome. that's what I'm talking about. Now that they've gone to a flat plane crank, it's going to behave more like a supercar. The torque curve is totally different.
5.5 liter.
5.5. Oh, so it's exactly 1 liter bigger than this thing.
This is only 4.5?
Yeah, 4.58, 4.5.
Oh, silly Italians.
Yeah.
The first rule of Italian driving. What's behind me is not important.
So, okay, 5.5 liters, 670 horsepower, which is a good 100 horsepower more than the stock. This is 560 stock, so it's actually 110 more horsepower, which, I mean, adding a liter, man, they would probably do it.
And
It's about
10
right.
years later.
10 years later, I would hope so. I think a lot of these guys who have owned lots of muscle cars and Corvettes in the past and stuff are going to get in these cars and they're going to experience a different feeling when they get in it because it doesn't have, flat plane cranks don't have that like punch in the ass torque that comes on instantaneously. Like in the C7, you stab the gas and it's just like, oh my God, right?
Yeah.
These ramp up. It's
linear.
like, yeah, it's linear and it's like an increase in pressure. It feels like someone's pushing harder and harder and harder on you. You're gonna love it. you guys are gonna love it. All these Corvette people that buy this thing, or they're gonna hate it. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna be like, what the hell? It doesn't have this big kick you in the butt feeling. Well, yeah, you know what?
I think most people will hate it.
I think at first. But then when they get to like that 8,000 plus RPM screaming. And guess what? It pulls the whole way. Like, it doesn't have a torque curve that goes like this. It has a torque curve that goes like this.
So let's also congratulate Chevy for making a 5.5 liter rev to above 8,000 RPM.
Anytime
that is
anyone-
a big old piston going up and down a
Yeah,
whole lot.
well, and I was reading about the engine. It's a really short stroke. It's the only way to get that thing to spin that fast. So it's like, yeah, the pistons on it are going to be massive, which means it's going to be physically a large block, but it's not going to be very tall. So it's going to be really interesting
I
to
wonder
see.
what the bore stroke is on that.
I don't know. I would love to see more data on that. I'll be honest. I've looked at the videos, watched stuff about it. I'm super excited about it. I think it's great. I'm glad Chevy's doing this because it's going to force everyone to do better.
Yeah.
I hope this is like a shot across the bow. May Lord have mercy on all of everyone else who does not take this as advice for how to produce cars in the future. Hopefully. I know we're kind of all getting electric and everyone's going hybrids and whatever, but this is a really badass thing to do in the current environment.
That's the one thing I will say about American vehicles. So I'm, if you guys don't know, not a huge fan of American vehicles except for trucks.
Yeah.
You should never buy a foreign truck. But I am glad that they are coming out with a sports car because they need to stop embarrassing us.
They're taking an American car and making it very European.
To some extent.
I mean, it's got great handling, good braking.
Yeah, but that
mid-engine,
should be all vehicles.
good balance.
Yeah.
I know it should be, but like most of the time, American is big engine up front, rear wheel drive, squirrely as hell, sucks on the track.
Yeah, I guess you could just delete everything I just said because now I look like an idiot. Or you can leave it in so I look like an idiot.
Oh, it's definitely staying.
Either way.
I'm the smartest guy in the world? Says who?
The IQ test you took in prison. You got the highest score in history. Brought to you by Carl's Jr.
Yeah, dumbass. You've been smarter than President Camacho.
I'm glad that they're doing it. I would never buy any other GM product except for a Corvette.
And I would
buy a Corvette.
definitely rock the Z06.
Yeah.
And actually, I was looking at it, like, if you're going to get it, get the Z07 package on the Z06. That's
Just, I hope that they put adequate cooling for the transmission and everything in it because that was one issue they
Yeah,
had.
when
Don't
they-
embarrass yourselves, please.
Yeah.
Just make
well,
sure it's...
so there's a few things that remain to be seen. One is, did they make the engine reliable? I hope so. Sure seems like it. I mean, it's still a Chevy.
Hopefully that's one reason it took
Ford,
10 years.
Ford had a hell of a time. The Voodoo engine,
Yeah.
man, they had
much
all
as I love
sorts
Ford,
of
yeah.
oil
They
problems. You know, that's where they were like grenading on the track because the oiling would get messed up on hard corners and.
Valuable out of the car flat, it's probably gonna go up in play.
It was like so close, Ford, so close. I hope that this inspires not only Ford, but also Dodge, Chrysler, whatever, Stellantis, whatever the hell it's called now, them to redo a Viper that's mid-engine. Could you imagine that?
I could imagine the hate
Oh, I don't
and
care.
the pitchforks.
But that's the thing.
And the
Chevy
riots.
did that. Look how many people got all butthurt. Oh my God, Chevy going mid-engine. Now everyone's like, yeah, it's pretty sweet. It'd be the same thing. Do it. Come on, Dodge.
Do it. Do it.
Do it.
Could they fit a V10 in
Yeah.
the mid-engine?
Dude,
in
they
the
have-
mid-section of a car?
Yeah, they've done V12 Ferraris.
That's true. Testarossa. yeah.
Testarossa.
But
LaFerrari.
I guess it would have to be a smaller displacement, though.
Probably. Well, not necessarily. I mean, dude, there's a ton of room back here.
I don't think you're fitting a V10 back there. Nah, there's no way. No,
People
it ain't
extend
happening.
it out like a foot.
Yeah,
It changed the wheelbase a little.
just the teensy
Anyway,
bit.
I'm glad it's coming out. I think it's awesome. I know a lot of people that already are on the list to buy them. As soon as they get them, I'm going to beg them to let me drive it.
Me too.
Yes, yeah. We both want to drive it
Yeah.
for sure. Loper?
And as for the other question, will it upset the Ferrari market? No. It will,
No.
maybe for track people who are going to exclusively track a vehicle, but I don't know very many people who buy a Ferrari exclusively to track a Ferrari.
The thing is, like, your biggest comparison is going to be the non-turbo, right? So
Yeah.
if you talk about an F8 versus the C8, no. Like, it's not even the same thing. But if you're talking like someone who's wanting to buy a 458, for example, they're going to want to buy the 458 whether or not they want, whether or not the C8 Z06 came out. Like, that's just something people want. It's a different thing. So, and also these are, again, 10 plus years old now. So it's like, yeah, you're not going to expect it to be as high a performance level. I mean, it better not be. It just, like I said, GM dropped the ball if this thing is faster than a Z06.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
anyway, I'm curious to see what the pricing is going to be. It's going to be expensive. I'm guessing mid 150 range.
You think that high?
I think it's a B.
I'm going to guess 125.
I mean, if
No,
it is,
130. 130. I think that because they have
yeah, maybe.
lofty, they want to show that they can make it and still make it somewhat attainable for the average
If
person.
they do, damn.
I'll pick one up in 6 or 7 years.
Me too. I know, right? Oh, I definitely will. I'll turn that into my track car.
Yeah.
Are there any other cars on the market that you guys would like us to discuss or compare, whatever? Please feel free to do so. Also, we do Smash or Pass. It's a little series we have where we talk about car values and whether or not we would smash it and buy it or pass. No, thank you. So if you have some car topics on that, feel free to put that in the description below. But better yet, we have a contest going on right now, so you could win some free merch. So here's how to do that. Adam had his windshield get messed up. It is current. I know.
You always turn to me when I'm on the phone and people are always bitching about, you're on your phone. I'm trying to do work over here.
Oh,
Stop. Give me a heads up or something. Damn, we need a code word.
So, squirrel.
Jeez.
His car is getting a new windshield. If you can guess the cost of the windshield without going over, closest is going to win a t-shirt. And same thing with the labor. If you can guess on the cost of the labor without going over, you'll win a hat. Do that in the comments below. Put your comments, make your guesses. And finally, we have a 75,000 subscriber giveaway. So you should subscribe because once we hit 75,000, one of you is going to win a clock. That clock to be specific. So you know you're going to want to do that. But also, please support us by going to normalguysupercar.com. Buy your parts and services from us. We do appreciate when you guys did it. And finally, thank you so much for watching. We're going to be doing a lot of car stuff.
It's going to be sweet.
Pretty much.